Hey guys, it's it's Michael B. And tonight, I'm hoping to have a lot of fun while talking about kind of a sucky but yet fun subject. It'll all be explained in a little bit. And to everybody here that thinks that this is some kind of, I don't know what you call it, clickbait or something like that, it's not. And I'll explain it more as the video goes on. On top of that, for those of you that are friends with me on Facebook, I've already been getting a pile of messages saying, I notice you're listing a lot of cabs on Facebook Marketplace and they want to know what's up. So I decided before it became like a big thing or a rumor or people come out to conclusions, I get ahead of it and just tell you guys what's going on. Anyways, I'm selling my Arcade1Up cabinets. I'll tell you more about it live tonight. Thank you so much for joining me and hanging out. This is Chill and Chat with Michael B. So guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully this is going to be a very fun show. If you're missing out on Monday Night Raw to be here, thank you. I think you've made the right decision anyways. That show's still horrible, and Vince McMahon is back somehow, so there you go. Anyways, tonight, I put it in the title, so yeah, I am selling my Arcade1Up cabinets. And this may be the end of my game room, but there's several reasons for all that. So, I know, say it isn't so. Say it isn't so, 19K Fox says. Well, it is so, 19K Fox. Mike, you need to update your title to why I'm done with Arcade1Up. No, I'm not doing that either. I'm not done with Arcade1Up. It's got that pretty mug of yours. It's clickbait. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, Stringer Films. I appreciate it, brother. Say it ain't so. And there we go. All of them. This is where it gets interesting. So here's the thing, guys. There's a bunch of reasons for this. And I'm going to get started, but I want to say hello to a couple people here in the chat. See Console Kits there. Non-Entity said, John D said no. TX Made said you capping. I'm not familiar with that term. JJ's watching the Stars versus the Flame game. Very cool. Flames aren't doing so good this year, man. Carlo, what's happening, brother? Sir Sega says WTF. Glenn's Retro Show says that would be a great title, Kits. Dan Z says hi, 19K Fox. Gallagher Guy 88, you selling them all. El Captain, it's because he isn't the 3/4 scale diva anymore. Hey, you're onto something. Charlie Chuck says, Cheesy Monday Super Sale. And then we've got a $5 super chat here from Stephen Rainwater. Thank you so much, brother. Keep up the great content, good sir. You're a must-watch from your friends, Penthouse Arcade. Thank you very much, Stephen Rainwater. I appreciate it, brother. So, I will... Thank you very much. I will get to the point of this now. So, for those of you that have been following me for a while... This really shouldn't come as any surprise. I've been alluding to this in several videos and several chillin' chats for a while now. I'm going to be honest with you. I did a video a little while ago, talked about downsizing, and I talked about how I got to a point where I was up to having 3 full arcades in my house, and my wife was really disappointed, so I was going to be downsizing a little. And that's how this all started out. I figured I could still keep everything. I was still trying to keep the hope alive. So what I did was, you'll notice up in this office, I took 3 additional cabs, crammed them in this office, and then I was trying to cram everything into my arcade downstairs. It wasn't working, and honestly, up in my office here, I was really cramped and really uncomfortable, and I said, it's gotta go. It's just not working. So I decided I was going to bring them back downstairs, and when I did, and I saw how comfortable my office was after everything was gone, I said I got to make some changes. So I'm finally going to do the initial downsizing I plan on doing. So I had a number of cabs that I was planning on downsizing, which was an easy let go because these are cabs that Arcade1Up were obviously going to make again. So I started with Miss Pac-Man, Bandai Namco Pac-Man, the first Legacy cab. I also put up Mortal Kombat 30th because while I love that cab, I didn't like the screen on it. So, and I was having a problem connecting to the Wi-Fi. That one, as well as Street Fighter 2 Big Blue. And that's what I started off with, and I managed to sell them all pretty easily and pretty much for what I was asking for them. So I was relatively happy with that, and I made enough room in my arcade that both rooms were comfortable. But what happened was people then kept messaging me, and they were like, hey, are you selling other arcades? And things escalated pretty quickly, let's just put it that way. But there's more to it than just that. It's not the ability just to sell the cabs and getting on that click of getting them out. You guys go back to the downsizing thing, and I talked about the fact that my wife said you've taken up a lot of space in the house, and this is a very true statement. I have taken up a lot of space in the house, and when I took up most of this space in the house, we only had the one child. So I started really getting into building a home arcade and collecting Arcade1Up during COVID. And since we've been both home from work, since COVID, we've never gone back to the office. We've just been working from home. We actually had another kid. So now I've got 2 children. I've got less time to spend enjoying in my arcade. That plays into it as well, obviously. So I've got less time to play in my arcade, and we have 2 growing children. And space is becoming a very, very, very big problem. So what me and my wife have talked about is the children need a playroom. And right now, on our main floor, we've got like our formal living room that we've kind of bastardized a little bit, and we have a play area in there, but it's not really appropriate. So then on top of that, we also have like a family room that's supposed to be a family room, but it's not. So we've got like a wall of shelves where I've got some stuff, but mainly that's where Scarlett's play area is. We got a giant sectional couch, and I got a big TV in my modern game consoles. So what the problem is that stuff takes up way too much space, and my daughter only has this little tiny section really to play in, and it gets messy quick, and it's not appropriate. So what we want to do is we want to free up that space that our family room is to make it just a playroom for the kids. I've got 2 kids. I want to have a comfortable space for Tommy to play. I want to have a comfortable space for my daughter Scarlett to play. And I don't want it to be, where all my games and my movies and all that shit I'm watching is. There we go. Octoman's PC, $5 super chat. We all know that new Deluxe cab has gotten your attention. I'm getting rid of my Gen 1 2 to make room for Deluxe. Octoman, that's a good idea. Not saying that's accurate, but thank you very much for the super chat, brother. And yeah, those Deluxe cabs look good. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. So the thing is, I want to make this playroom for my kids, but in order to do that, I have to make room for something. So my arcade was originally a storage space for our house. That's where like a bunch of stuff that we just have that we don't really know what to do with kind of just went into storage. A lot of things from my wife's grandmother after she passed went in there. So I took all that stuff out, put it in my old TV games room in the basement, and then built my arcade. Well, the thing is now I'm going to have to take my TV, modern TV and gaming stuff out and put them somewhere else, and movie stuff. So in order to do that, I have to clear out the storage area downstairs to move that stuff down. And then obviously something's got to go somewhere. The storage stuff, we're not throwing it out. So unfortunately, that's going to have to go back into the arcade. So my downsizing changed from just downsizing a few cabs to fit into my big arcade and my office to all of a sudden having to fit into my office and my new TV game room that I'm going to have set up, and no more arcades. So that's the crazy thing. So when I go back to that point about me, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up, guys. Sorry. Thank you again, Octoman. I appreciate it. I have the opposite problem. Getting ready to ship both of my kids off to college in the next couple years. I'll have the whole house then. There you go. There you go. So in order to accommodate this, console kits. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So, anyways, the point is, I don't, in order to accommodate this room for my kids and to make my house more family friendly, I'm unfortunately going to have to give up my arcade, and just move some cabs into the game room. So when I started selling off my cabs that I thought were expendable, that I thought I could possibly replace, what started happening was people who know me locally in the community from YouTube or know I have this collection started messaging me and saying, hey, what other cabs are you selling? And I said, well, to tell you the truth, I'm getting rid of a lot of them. What do you want? So what I've been doing is whenever anybody messages me about one of the cabs I was selling, if they were interested in something else, I'd say, what do you want? They'd tell me if it's one of the ones I'm okay with letting go right now. I've been letting it go. So the funny thing is everybody's saying, oh, he's just making room for deluxe cabs and stuff like that. I've actually already sold, I think it's 10. 10 of my Arcade1Ups are gone right now. And I have another 9 I'm going to let go. So I'm letting that much go. And the funny thing is, I still have a ton of Arcade1Ups after that. So that's kind of the story here. Like, I want to make my house more family friendly. I have to be less selfish with the space, and in order to do that, I have to give up my arcade so my family can have a family room. I've got a much smaller condensed space, because if you think about it, at my prime, I had my office with arcades in it. I had my arcade with, 21 arcades in it. Then I had a third arcade in the kitchen out there that was basically a third arcade. Plus I had the game room in the family room. And I mean, that's a lot of space for one dude, especially when you've got kids and a lot of people that want to use the space. There we go. A Maverick 222. No more Arcade1Ups, just pinball. We'll get to that too. Thank you very much, Maverick, for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it, brother. Vasel says, wow. But I do want to be clear here. This isn't because all of a sudden I don't like Arcade1Up. I'm going to be clear about this, and you guys have been watching me forever now. Arcade1Up for life. I love these products, and let me tell you about what I like about them. Even though they're not, true arcade quality, and people will tear them apart than that. People say they're just toys. Yeah, they're toys, but you know what they were? They were arcade recreations that were just big enough for us to sit at them and blur our disbelief of what we were playing compared to the original arcade. And the fact that you had this somewhat inexpensive at first, they're a little bit more pricey now, somewhat inexpensive at first product that you could just stick in your house, and then all of a sudden have this virtual arcade or lifelike arcade was just so cool. I still think they're awesome. And if I had unlimited space, I wouldn't be having this conversation tonight. I would, unlimited space, unlimited money, everything would be ace of spades. I'd still be Arcade1Up full tilt. But it's come to a time where I just got to make some changes. And, I don't have much to say about that, but I'm not letting all of my Arcade1Ups go. And here's the thing that people, obviously understand right away. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, over the fall, I got my hands on 2 of the XL cabs. I got the Golden Tee XL and the NBA Jam XL Shack Edition. And while obviously there's problems with the screen, I fell in love with the larger form factor. I think the XL and the Pros are what Arcade1Up should have always been in terms of size. Hey, Jason M. gifted 10 Game Genie memberships. Thank you so much, Jason M. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So the XL and the Pro are just more of what I want. So I'm going to keep my Killer Instinct. I've actually moved it up to the office here. I'm going to play more on that. I will be replacing the control sticks with Lorenzo IL sticks. I've decided to do that. But, I'm going to be keeping my XLs and my Pros. I'm not getting rid of those. And honestly, in the future, I still intend to buy Arcade1Ups. I really am interested in the XL and Pro, so I'm going to keep buying them. What about my 3/4 scale cabs? Well, obviously, primarily guys, that's what I've been selling. I've been selling my 3/4 scale cabs, and it's not because I don't like them. I just have so many. They take up so much space. It became this crazy thing where you question whether or not like you're collecting for the sake of enjoyment or you're hoarding. I don't know what the hell it is, but I had them everywhere to the point where it was uncomfortable. And like I said, I've sold 10 Arcade1Ups already, and I still have a full arcade downstairs. Like, I'm still max to capacity. What about a Frogger XL? Garage Gamer says. Yes. Oh, hold on. Just to put a PC in there. No, that's not the one I want to bring up. Hey, Glenn, what about a Frogger XL? If they made a Frogger XL with the right art, I would be all over Frogger. Stringer Film says, $2 super chat. I always say, go big or go home, baby. And I agree. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Saved by Zero says, next week, why I'm getting rid of my XL and Pro cabs. I'm not. So when it comes to the 3/4 scale line, I've sold 10. One of the ones I'm surprised I'm so eager to sell is also my Attack from Mars Pinball. I loved it when I had an arcade, but without a physical space that's an arcade and the luxury of being able to have most of these cabinets all in one area, I mean, I don't really need it anymore. I mean, if I'm going to play pinball, I've got a PC running into my ALP. I bought the Buy Stuff back box. I mean, that is just so great. Especially now that I have the stern legs on it as well. I've modded that At Games Legends Pinball to a point where it's a really, really impressive experience. And, I'll just play Pinball FX through my PC if I want to play. I think it's cool. I still think it's a great product. I think the Arcade1Up pinballs are great, albeit I think there's some things that they need to do to improve them going forward. But it is what it is, right? Hey, Console Kits, member for 21 months. Good dude. So anyways, getting back on track, I'm selling off my 3/4 cabs, except for a couple ones. So right now, some of the ones I'm keeping, I'm going to be honest with you, is I bought a Pac-Mania cabinet over Christmas here in Canada. And even though it has probably one of the worst screens Arcade1Up has ever put in a home arcade, I only paid $299 for the cabinet, and I want to arse around and play Pac-Man on the leaderboards. I like the games on there. Play Pac-Man, Galaga 88, and some of the other fun games on there, and test my scores against the leaderboard. So I'm going to keep my $300 Pac-Mania cab for now. I love Pac-Man. I'm actually a huge Pac-Man fan. I don't talk about this, and I'm probably one of the only people in the Arcade1Up fan base that's sitting here patiently waiting for Arcade1Up to make an XL Pac-Man. Like, I mean, that's the happiest day. When I sell my $299 Pac-Mania cab is when Arcade1Up comes out with their XL Pac-Man. So there we go. Pac-Mania is staying. Another cab that's staying for right now is also over Christmas. I just bought a Big Buck Hunter that I got on sale through Best Buy, but it was through this thing where London Drugs put them on clearance at $3.99. And the reason I'm keeping that one is because I'm actually having a lot of fun with Big Buck Hunter. There's some problems with the cabinet. Like, it sucks they never put a light up marquee in it. It sucks that it's too short, but it's still really super fun. Full-size cabs also double as private panic rooms. You know that's not 100% true, Stringer Films, unless you're talking about the X-Men 6-player arcade, which does have a privatized panic room directly in the cabinet where the 6 players are. Thank you very much for the super chat, brother. Anyways, so I'm thinking about keeping Buck Hunter, not necessarily just because of the cabinet and it's fun, but I also just went out and bought a Retro 530 light-up marquee for it, so just spent a bunch of money on the light-up marquee. I kind of want to enjoy it for a little while, so I'm going to hold on to that. Now, outside of those two cabs specifically, the other one I'm thinking about hanging on to for right now is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because I bought it. I did get it on sale, but I want to see it through to fruition to at least until when the online comes out. And I actually really love the Marvel vs. Capcom games, X-Men vs. Street Fighter series, so I'm going to hold on to that for a little while. Defender Pro or XL, would you get it? Oh, you bet your ass. We'll come to that. Chris Kingsborough, thank you very much for the super chat. We will come to that, I promise. Defender, 100%. 100%. Thank you very much. So, right now, Pac-Mania, just because I want to play Pac-Man and I want to mess around with the leaderboards. Big Buck Hunter, because I just bought it and I want to enjoy my Retro 530 marquee for a little while before I sell it. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because I want to see it to fruition, at least until the online comes out for it, so I can do a review and have some fun playing it. But Stringer Phil's $2 super chat. My point is, if you can't fit in it, you don't want it. That applies to more than just games, Stringer Films. So there's those, but then there's 3 that I think I'm going to keep long term. All of those 3 are ones I'm just keeping for now. Then there's 3 that I'm keeping long term, and I don't think this will be a big surprise, but I'm keeping the truly special cabinets. Arcade1Up have put a lot of stuff out there that's really cool, but it's just generic, and they're just going through the motions. But there's certain cabs that they went above and beyond on that I've fallen in love with the gameplay and the look of the cabinet. And this is the Mount Rushmore of Arcade1Up 3/4 cabs. Obviously, I'm keeping Star Wars. Obviously, I'm keeping Tron. And last but not least, I'm keeping Dragon's Lair. So the first 2 obviously have unique controls. They have a unique control setup. So it's cool to play those because you can't natively play them on a multicade unless you get extra parts or mess around with your control panels. Dragon's Lair, sure, I've got a million ways to play Dragon's Lair. I can play it on my iArcade. I can play it on my AtGames Legends Ultimate through CoinOps. I can play it on my Replicade. Hell, you can play it on your Switch. But the thing is, Arcade1Up did such a good job of replicating the original arcade. I love the look. I love the feel, the nostalgia that arcade brings me. So I think those 3 I'm going to keep long term. Unless something physically happens to me and my health and something needs to go, or like I lose my job and it's either I sell these cabs so I can pay the mortgage or we lose the house. Obviously, I'd let them go at that point. But other than that, those 3 3/4 scales are going to stay in my collection forever until maybe one day they make a Star Wars Pro cab. I don't think we'll get or Star Wars Pro or XL. I don't think we'll get so lucky with Tron or Dragon's Lair. I don't know if they'll reproduce those in XL. I hope they do, but I got a feeling they won't, so I'll enjoy my 3/4 scale cabs, provided I have room for all these. So that's what I'm keeping now. So that means I've got about 10 sold. I've got about 9 more that I'm going to sell. I'm not in a rush either. I mean, I haven't listed any of these. It's just basically friends and people that know me have come to me and said, would you sell this? That's basically how these cabs have been moving right now, other than the initial cabs I posted. So this is not something that's going to happen overnight. I'm not just fire sailing everything. It's just I'm downsizing, moving away from 3/4, and focusing my future purchases on XL and Pro. There it is. Now, I'll answer another question. Does this mean I'll never buy another 3/4 cab? No, it doesn't mean that. There's 3/4 cabs I'm actually really interested in. Like, if you go to the Arcade1Up site right now... no, I don't want that. New arrivals. There we go. I mean... it's almost impossible not to look at, these deluxe cabs and think they're beautiful. I mean, with the cabinets slanted at the right angles, with, Mortal Kombat here. I mean, this looks great. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, I've got a video up here I want to show you guys from KidVid. If you watch B-Kong's video early this week, I know Zohar's been posting about it on social media. KidVid put this video up from his... Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe cab that he somehow got one way or another. And, we got a super chat here. $2 super chat from Octoman PC. You don't feel sad letting them go. Well, we'll come back to that. That's a great question and definitely one I got to answer. So, anyways, this Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe looks fantastic. So, I'm going to obviously have to think about that. I'm not really interested in the 3/4 scale right now, and I'd rather wait for Pro or XL. So, Yeah, we'll see. We know it's a BOE monitor. It looks great. In fact, I got really, really busy this past weekend. On Sunday, I had planned to make a video where I was going to just entitle it, hey, Arcade1Up Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe looks awesome. And it does. Like, even the marquee looks amazing. The screen looks great. The buttons, hey, they actually have white buttons here now. Coin door, I think the coin door is actually lit up too. I mean, I'm very, very excited for this cabinet. I think people are going to get a winner here. Hopefully the online is a little bit better than the first experience, and hopefully they figure out how to get spectate mode going on the cab. That's a winning cab, and if I was still buying 3/4, that's 100% a cab I would get. 100%. But moving away from the 3/4 cabs right now. So, I don't know. I'm still very interested. I think they did a very good job with the Deluxe. No lit coin doors. Ah, shit. I thought all the Deluxe had the lit coin doors. Maybe that was just Star Wars. Will Michael take an Arcade1Up Deluxe that is hot merch? Maybe. Maybe. Thanks for the super chat, Garage Gamer. It's pretty to look at. They need to fix the online, though. I 100% agree with that. My biggest frustration from the Mortal Kombat 1 cabinet 30th anniversary, I didn't notice it at first, but as time went on, I had such trouble trying to play people online on that cab, even more so than the screen. That drove me nuts. And Kongs R Us, thanks for the update. No lit coin doors. I thought for sure the Deluxe had the lit coin doors. So that's disappointing. So, anyways, guys, I like that. Now, what about other future 3/4 scale cabs? Fast and the Furious? That's a big nope for me. I'm not interested in that at all. This isn't Michael B. It's Nostalgia, a very believable mask. Thank you for the super chat, Dr. Z. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. No, it's not Nostalgia. I swear, it's actually me. Nostalgia's been giving me high fives for this decision for the last couple days, actually. Zero Hero says, sounds like he's picking it up. No, I'm not. I swear. Anyways, so what happens in the future? Am I just completely done with 3/4 scale cabs? I think so, but the thing is, I'm keeping the very special cabs. That's not to say that if Arcade1Up came out with another very special cab in the 3/4 scale, I wouldn't pick it up. Let's say, for example, you guys know I'm in love with Robotron 2084. I think Robotron 2084 is pretty much the perfect arcade game. I love the look of the classic cabinet. I love the gameplay. So, say, for example, Arcade1Up came out with a Robotron 2084 cab. I don't think that's possible. I think if they ever came out with a cab with those kind of lineups, I think it'd be Smash TV, and I think a lot of people would be happy with that. Me personally, not so much. Like, I don't care about Arcade1Up putting Robotron on one of their cabs. If it's not the marquee game, it means nothing to me. I mean, I can just play it on a multicade. That's essentially what I'm doing. Like, I don't get any value out of the secondary games on the cabinets other than saying, hey, it's got lots of options to play. But I would never buy a cabinet for a secondary game. So, what if Fast and the Furious had Frogger included? You ask a great question there, Garage Gamer. You ask a great question. Thank you for the super chat. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, if the cab isn't branded Robotron, I'm not going to get the same nostalgia from it. I have no nostalgia for Smash TV. I don't care about Smash TV, personally. It's just not a game I'm interested in. But if other people are, I'm happy for you, and I'm happy this lineup would come. But I'm not going to buy a cabinet just because Robotron's on it. I wouldn't buy the MK30th because I'm a huge Bubbles fan. If I don't want any of the other games and I don't feel any passion for them, I don't give a shit that Bubbles is on it. If it's not a Bubbles cab, why am I, as a Bubbles fan, excited to buy an Arcade1Up that's not branded as Bubbles? Like, that's always been my point on it. So, but say, for example, Arcade1Up do a Robotron 2084, and it's a really good 3/4 scale special cabinet, that's one I'd buy. What about possibly, you guys know I'm in love with that Defender Partycade. What if they did a proper Defender cabinet? We know we got that bastardized Defender that they did a couple of years ago, which was just the MK Legacy cabinet redone with a Defender skin, still had the messed up buttons, same game lineup. But what if they did a Defender cab properly and they put the love and attention and detail into it that they did with Tron, that they did with Dragon's Lair? They had the right control panel, plus they had that awesome lineup of games, including Sinister and Gorf, on the cabinet itself. They made the Defender Partycade its own cabinet. Well, then I'm interested. That's something I would look at buying, because that's a special cabinet. So that's where I stand with that. So I'll say this to you guys now. You can view this as clickbait or not. Am I done with Arcade1Up? No, I'm not done with Arcade1Up. That's why it's not the title. Am I selling my Arcade1Up cabinets? Yes. By the time I'd say this is done in the next little while, I'll have sold 19 cabinets to get me down to a point where it's manageable, that I can move what I have left into my games room and enjoy them with all the rest of the stuff in there. That's the plan. Ooh, that's a good question. So the plan is, Console Fanboy, to get down to 9 Arcade1Ups. So that would leave me with my Pro and my 2 XLs I have currently, the 3 special cabs I mentioned, plus Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Pac-Mania, and Big Buck Hunter. Then they're not going to stay around forever, and the plan is that some of these cabs will move out when the XLs come, if the XLs comes. So the plan is to move out 19 of the cabs I currently have. No, I'm not selling some to make room for others. I am selling them because I am getting rid of my arcade Paul. Your best cabinets are behind you, Michael B. just admitted. Yeah, that might be true too. 100%. 5 to 10 I think is decent. Yeah, and it's great that you brought that up, Console Fanboy. That's a really good point. Here's the other thing about it. I have not as much time as I would like, and one of the criticisms that people here on YouTube that talk about like Arcade1Up and talk about Home Arcade get is these guys don't even play their cabs. And I do. I spend a ton of time in my arcade. But the question is, do I actually play my games, or do I just tinker with them? Because the truth is, I don't play them like I would like to. Like, I don't have the time to invest in each of my arcades the way I really want to. So some of this culling is going to help with that as well, because the ones that are staying, I'm going to be able to focus more of my attention on and actually enjoy them more. So I don't know if this is a sensible comment, but I want to get to a point where I'm not just going from arcade to arcade and enjoying the ambience. I want to be playing the games more too. So I hope that makes sense. Music Mike, that is a awesome comment. I want to highlight that one because I agree with you. That's one thing I will miss about the 3/4 scale cabinets. An example would be my Killer Instinct Pro behind me was in the basement, and I had to get my brother to help me move it the other day. But just because of the sheer size and weight of it, we still had to take the thing apart. Like, for anybody that's seen the new deluxe cabs, put them together if you bought one of the hot ones in California, or if you've got the XL and Pro, you'd understand that they go together differently, and they go together kind of in the middle, kind of like an iArcade. So in order to move it, I basically had to take the cabinet about 40% apart so I could get the top off, and we moved the bottom and the top at different intervals. So yeah, so I will miss that. That was one thing about... There's lots of good things about the 3/4 scale cabs. They don't take up a lot of space. They're light. They're easy to get around. So there's no harm in the 3/4 scale either. VC knows, actually get good and beat the games. Well, there's some games you just can't beat, but there was a time, man, when I first got into Arcade1Up, and I'll give you an example. For those people that tuned into my Star Wars Arcade1Up stream, I talked about going back to when I first got Star Wars. I think at the time I only had like 6 Arcade1Ups at the time. And I spent a good 2 months hardcore competing with somebody else trying to get, continue topping our scores in Star Wars. Like, I would spend probably 5 hours a day just playing Star Wars, trying to better my score. And I do miss that. And You know, it might sound stupid, but I do. Yeah, I don't know what else to say there. But I'll never sell my Final Fight cab. That is one I've always I've always regretted selling. I've always regretted selling my Final Fight. I miss that cab. That's one they'll never make again. Keep hoping for a Capcom legacy where Final Fight would be branded, but there you go. Yes, Sean, if you're tuning in late, unfortunately, the Genie-cade itself is going. It was originally a storage space. It is converting back to a storage space. And in order to do it, in order to do what I need to do, it has to go back to a storage space. My storage space currently is going to be converted back to like a gaming room with arcades. And then... yeah, it sucks, but it's got it's there we go. 360 says all the main home arcade YouTubers are leaving Arcade1Up and switching to Pinball because Arcade1Up is a sinking ship. That's not 100% true, man. Like there's a lot of people that there's people that have been doing this in the Arcade1Up space for a couple years and I'm just over it. But that's not the reasoning here. The pinball part is true. We'll get to that. But it's not because they're a sinking ship. Let's be honest. Some of the stuff over the past year hasn't been good, and I will tell you that some of that has played into this as well. Like I've questioned whether or not I've made tons of videos on this. It's not a surprise. Who are Arcade1Up marketing to? Who are their fan base? Who are they making cabs for? I went through a long period where I was just so excited to buy like these arcades that I ended up buying everything. But I really want to focus on cabs that are special and that I have attachment for and that I like. So, they've released some stuff that isn't really in my arcade nostalgia or wheelhouse. I'm not saying they're bad games. Like, I had a bunch of fun with Blitz, but I'm not a big Blitz fan. I have Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I like the older Marvel vs. Capcom fighting games. I have no experience with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So they're huge releases. It's exciting for the community and the people that want them. But the further we go into the 90s and 2000s with these home arcade games, the less and less I'm interested specifically in those. I've been a huge cheerleader for Arcade1Up making more 80s games, and that's the kind of stuff that gets me interested. And we've seen less and less of that over the course of the last 2 years, so maybe my interest has waned a little bit there, but there you go. So I talked about one is creating a game room for my children. That's one of the biggest reasons. Number two is I'm more interested in the XLs and Pros now than I am the 3/4 scale, and I want to transition to, if I have Arcade1Ups, XL and Pro, or very, very, very special 3/4 scale cabs if I pick one up. But there's a couple other reasons too. Obviously it's just a financial thing. We're heading into a potential recession. Times are tight right now. I've never really talked to you guys before, but like, I don't make a ton of money. I'm not saying like I'm poor or anything, and I'm certainly very fortunate, but at the same time, like, I work for a not-for-profit. I don't have a ton of job security with the way funding works and stuff like that. So there's always that question over our head, like, are we in a good position in case the worst happens? So I'm also using this opportunity that I'm selling off cabs to also put some money away and pay off some consumer debt. So, I mean, that's not the main reason, but that certainly helps. I saw someone make a joke earlier and be like, oh no, does he have hospital bills too? Insinuating that the RGT85 sale is based on his hospital bills. And I watched his video today and he says it's not. I believe Sean. I don't think it's about that. I've been in that space that Sean's in as well too. I used to have a massive retro gaming collection. Like, I almost had a full complete NES collection, and sometimes it just gets to be a lot. You just let it go. And some of that he doesn't make a lot of money, but can afford all these cabs. That's I'm going to bring this up, and I think I don't know if you're trying to say something saucy about me or something like that, but I'll be very clear about this. I don't make a ton of money, but at the same time, you say I can afford all these cabs. Well, afford and have the ability to purchase are two different things, because I won't lie, I've certainly, over the course of the last couple of years, lived a little bit outside my means, and I've certainly financed a bunch of these cabs because I was excited and stuff like that. So now's a good opportunity to pay off some of that and get it out of the way as I make this transition. So if you want to shit on me for saying I don't make a ton of money, that's fine, but I don't. I'm not rich. So I just, it's a good opportunity to get ourselves in a better spot going into the recession. There you go. No. Yeah. Debt free, always pay cash for cabs. Yeah, that's kind of a little bit of the direction I want to go into. Now, Console Fanboy made fun of me here for this, and I do want to talk about this a little bit too. So, one of the other reasons that I've been doing this for a while, and people have been asking me about this, is it about pinball? And yeah, it's also a little bit about pinball. So, you guys may remember last summer, obviously, I got to go to Galloping Ghost with the guys, play a bunch of pinball, but right before that, I got to go up to a guy's house, and he actually had some pinballs here. Gave me a chance to go up and play, and I got to experience some amazing pinballs. So the one that I truly fell in love with when I was there was Godzilla Premium. So I've wanted to get one. I made it a point of getting one, and I started saving up money that really went nowhere. Like, every time I would put some money aside, something would come up with Arcade1Up, or I'd get an itch to go buy something gaming related. So I haven't been able to get to the point where I can buy a Godzilla Premium pinball. The other thing is, I've said this a bunch of times too, they are not cheap. They're like, $15,000 to get a premium here in Canada, and that's crazy, right? So this is also building towards that. I was hoping to have more information by the time I went live tonight, but I don't. So I'm looking at options to move in this direction and finally make the dream come true of having at least one real pinball machine. As much as I love virtual pinball, Mystery Encoder, don't do that. I don't want anybody to give me donations. I'm not looking for that, but thank you very much for the super chat. Nobody give me donations. I'm not looking for donations. Not buying donate. No, but thank you very much for the super chat. Wants versus needs. So, all right, I'll go back to you guys that are bringing this up for some reason, but I will say wants and needs, 100% wants and needs, but let's be clear. We have everything we need. It's not that. I'm talking about expendable income and even some of the consumer debt that we've taken on. It's manageable. I haven't put myself in the poorhouse, so you guys are going up the wrong tree here. Don't do that, please. No, stop that. Not a funny joke. Not a funny joke. Not a funny joke. But I appreciate the $2 super chat, Console Kits. Please, guys, stop. Thank you very much, Mystery Encoder. Thank you. So, I understand where you're coming from. Needs, wants, blah, 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 blah. I get it. But still, I am... Oh, guys, knock it off. Please don't do that. Please, thank you, Zohar. I appreciate it. $4.99 super chat, Pinball Fund. $1.99, Mad Astra Gaming. You got to show us the playroom when it's ready. I will do that. I planned on taking some pictures. I actually had P-Dubs on. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat too. So I had P-Dubs OTG, that's not funny, man. Thank you very much for the super chat, but I am not collecting donations. I don't want you guys to do that. Please don't send me money. I know I don't control super chats. Thank you very much. Console Kids with a $1.99 super chat that says you don't control super chats. Please don't do that, guys. Last time something like this happened, people killed me. $20 super chat from Mystery Encoder. Guys, please. Oh, you're making me so uncomfortable. Thank you for the super chat, Mystery Encoder. That's awesome. I gotta get this back to you. You don't have to do that. Thank you very much. So I was talking to... I'm gonna leave that up there for a while. Thank you very much. Didn't have to do that. Please, guys. Oh, no, I said don't do it. Don't do it, guys. That's what I'm saying. Man. Astrosil, per your request. Not my request. I told you not to do it. Aeromed says $4.99. Gave me the boss thing. Thank you very much. Tyler V says, light gun info. You've been squelching on me. All right, well, that's something I can talk about really quick. $1.99 super chat from Tyler V. Thank you very much. Light gun info. So, yeah, it was disappointing. I thought last week we were finally going to get light guns from my arcade. Hopefully they get the kinks worked out and we get our light guns in the very near future. That'd be so dope. I'm fingers crossed here. Fingers crossed, Tyler. And as soon as I know, I'll 100% do it. Guys, please don't. You have no idea. You're making me so uncomfortable. Vasel with a $9.99 super chat. You're a good dude and not asking for it. Get the pinball machine in your dreams. Oh, thank you very much. JJ, $1.99. Thank you very much, man. Music Mike says, I love your enthusiasm for retro games. Keep doing what you do. Thank you very much, Music Mike. I appreciate it. J Cuts, $1.99. Mike B forced me to do this. I did not. $9.99. I do this because I love Michael B. Sometimes like 77. Thank you very much, Console Fanboy. $4.99 from Console Kids. Screw the haters. If they make videos about this, they can go to hell. Guys, for a reach around, not a pinball, get to it. I owe you one, Pitbull, I promise. Thank you very much for the super chat. One Crazy Bob, $5. Keep it up. Thank you very much. It's not a fundraising. Please don't do that, guys. So, please don't do that. Anyways, please. I can get this money back for you or do something cool for the community for it. Thank you. You guys are crazy. Anyways, I wanted to continue this. I got to play Godzilla Pinball, and thank you everybody that threw that in, that you didn't. Guys, you guys are way too nice. All right, I got to make sure I got this. Astro Seedle, and I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I don't own any of these, just curious. I'm surprised because you had the best pre-sales info I saw on YouTube by far. Thank you very, very much, man. So cool. Appreciate the super chat. And I don't intend to stop doing that. Like, I still love Arcade1Up. Just because I'm probably not going to buy as much doesn't mean I'm not going to cover it. So I'll still have all that information. Trust me. Love your content. Take my money. Aeromad says, thank you very much. Stock Jock with a $10 super chat, which you didn't have to do. That's what she said. $1.99. That's because your baby's so cute. Attempt number 2 to get you to soft mod your pinball. If I wasn't selling it, Mystery Encoder, I would give in to you. I promise. Mark LaRock, $5 super chat. You're awesome, Mike. Thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. Mitchell R, $4.99. Go Godzilla. Thank you very much. Papa Brad's Gaming. Michael B, we love you no matter what arcades you keep or let go. Thank you very much, Papa Brad's Gaming. $5 super chat. Guys, please. When I said I don't make a lot of money, I didn't mean that I was in need. Please don't do that. I don't want this to be taken out of context. You guys are awesome. I'm going to do something cool for the community for this. You guys didn't have to do that. Anyways, going back, I am in the process right now figuring out how I can make it work. And part of this process is to pay off debts and to figure out if there's some way I can, get my hands on a Godzilla before they're out. Soft modding makes it worth more. Thank you for the super chat, Mystery Encoder. Maybe I will soft mod it before it goes out the door. You got me, Mystery Encoder. I'll talk to you about it. Oh, so anyways, I'm working on it. I would love to have a real pinball table. I mean, a virtual pinball is incredible, but nothing beats the real thing. My God. Guys, please, like my nanny used to tell me, it's to buy some socks. $1.99 super chat from El Captain. I appreciate it. And DTG, I got to see if I can say this the right way. DTG Juko Kujo 860's channel 37. One egg on me, Michael B. Guys, you're all way too nice. Please don't do. I'm not asking for this. Please don't do it. I'm not asking. No, stop. Anyways, guys, so the plan is I'm working on it, and maybe I'll have some information tomorrow. Maybe I'll still get it, but if I don't get the pinball, that's okay too, because this downsizing and selling, it's not necessarily just about getting a pinball machine. That would be a win-win if it happens. The real focus here is on making the playroom for my kids and just moving in a different direction. So that's what I'm doing. Guys, you're killing me here. Mystery Encoder, $2 super chat. Don't do that. Mike Hockhurts, very nice. You gifted 5 memberships. I appreciate it, brother. Goofy Foot, with way too much Goofy Foot, I gotta give this back to you. For the Cats Litter Box Fund, I still have the litter boxes up here. I did not take them down. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Goofy Foot. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna have to end this soon because you won't stop. I really super appreciate it. Mystery Encoder, $2 super chat. Anyways, guys, I love you. Thank you very much. Don't, please. I just wanted to show you really quickly. Let me get it up here. So, I will tell you. Oh my God, 19K Fox. No means yes in Canada, right? Sorry, I'm not bilingual. Thank you very much. Stop, guys. You're way too nice. This Please stop it. I'm not asking you guys to pay for this. Please stop. Don't. You're killing me here. Anyways, I want to show you this, guys. Oh, this is going to happen again. So, right now I'm looking at Stern Pinball Godzilla. I really want one. It's my favorite pinball of all time. Oh my God. Andy, Star Wars fan, $1.99 super chat. My first super chat with anyone seems appropriate. Thank you very much. And Mad Mig, $5. You're the man. Now go get that Godzilla. Thank you very much, Mad Mig. You guys are crazy, all awesome. Thank you. Don't do that. Please stop. I love you guys. Don't do that. Godzilla Pinball. So I'm looking at it right now. There's still some... Nooner, $9.99. Let me just bring it won't, I don't know why, but it won't let me bring it up on screen, Nooner, but thank you very much. Oh, there it is. $9.99 super chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You're awesome, Nooner. Thank you. So really quickly, I want to get through this. Stop super chatting, guys. So I'm currently looking at this. There's a place here in Canada that's an approved pinball dealer, which is Player One Amusements, which is actually a front for Cineplex, which is our big theater industry here. They also run the Rec Room line of Redemption arcades. They have some pinballs in there. So it makes sense that they are the authorized Stern dealer here in Canada. So I'm currently working with them. Oh my God. Console Fanboy, $1.99. Just remember, Console Kit started this. OTG, $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much, man. You the man, Michael B. You're a good dude, OTG. Guys, you're killing me here. Bad Guy Mike Worley, $5. Holy crap, what did I miss? Everybody being crazy, but thank you very much for the super chats, everybody. You didn't have to do that. I am just putting this down right now. I'm not asking for, I don't want that. So, Player One Amusements, Cineplex, and unfortunately, I reached out to them and said, hey, do you guys do some kind of financing? Because some kind of structured payment might work for me. It's not the same as taking on consumer debt, like having a credit card. It's a structured payment plan, one that we would build into our budget every week. Unfortunately, they don't have one. So I'm currently, I'm talking to my bank right now, and we'll see if they'll set up like a structured payment plan for me. It'd be better interest anyways. So if I get some good news on that, hopefully I can tell you in the next day, and moving in that direction. Anyways, guys, this has been crazy. Oh my god. I just bring up the comments really quick. You guys are killing me. Mystery Encoder, another $2. I thought it started. I thought I started it, Zohar. I think Mystery Encoder might have started it. That's true. Mark LaRock, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Andy's Game Room, my first ever super chat. I'm here to help. Andy, you didn't have to do that. Thank you very much for the $4.99 super chat. Carl, $2. Thank you very much. There is no stopping this. We're getting you a car. Okay, guys. Anyways, thank you very much for the super chat. That's basically my whole story, guys. I'm getting rid of my arcade to build a game room for my kids, and I'm going to pay off some consumer debt, and hopefully I'll end up getting a pinball from this as well. That's been my main goal over the course of the last year, and I've got to be more focused in what I purchase so that can happen. And I think it's time to close it up, guys, because my screen just died and all my graphics went, so that's telling me it's time to wrap it up. Everybody who gave me a super chat tonight, you guys are crazy, so... Mystery Coder, I just joined. You're killing me. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, everybody. You guys are amazing. Thank you for listening to my story, mission. Oh, there was one thing really quickly I wanted to say. For the people that asked me, aren't you going to miss it? Yeah, of course I am. Like, my arcade was a great space for me to go down to, zone out, hear all the sounds, the lights in the arcade, and, just get mystified with being in there, and it made me feel like I was in a real arcade. Mystery Encoder, another $2 super chat. I just like harassing Mike B. Thank you very much. So I am going to miss it, but at the same time, in my mind, I'm doing it for the right reasons, that I can build a playroom for my kids. So that seems to be, in my mind, much more valuable to me, that my kids have a fun space to go. So thank you very, very much. Console Fanboy says you're not going anywhere. I am. You guys are amazing. Thanks for listening to me talk about this. Hopefully you guys understand. Nothing's going to change my channel. Oh my god. Kevin. I don't even like Canadians. Thank you very much for the super chat, Kevin. Jason, $10 super chat. I heard something about reach arounds. Oh, this has been a night. Guys, you're all fantastic. Nothing's going to change on my channel. I'm still in Arcade1Up. I'm still interested in the XL cabs, the pros. I'm still interested in what they're doing. I'm still going to talk about it. It's just I'm not going to be buying as much, and I'm going to lose my arcade. OTG with another super chat. $9 Encore, you can't leave. Mystery Encoder says, am I at $100 Canadian yet? All right, that's it. I got to shut it down because you guys won't stop. Anyways. Oh, see? God damn it. I got to do something for the community out of this. This was nuts. This is about as fun as Simpsons. Thank you very much. Console Fanboy, this is our show now. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I'm getting out of here before this becomes any further. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you guys next week. Oh my God. See if I can get out of here quick enough. Thank you guys. Love you.